Listen.
There were a couple things that kind of struck me about this presser in particular. I think it's really interesting that Nintendo has moved away from their traditional, like a traditional press conference at E3, right? I think that Nintendo now sees the E3 press conference as an opportunity to showcase another Direct. And it doesn't matter if it's E3 or if it's Christmas time or if it's spring, like they're going to have that opportunity to display that message regardless of how big the audience tuning in is, right? So whereas we got a Pokemon Direct prior to E3 that revealed a bunch of Pokemon stuff, and we got a Smash Direct prior to that, this E3 or this press conference was more focused about Smash, but it was also not spectacularly huge. Like I think there was like a lot of news coming out of it, but it also wasn't necessarily like this giant like event like it was the previous year.
Yeah. Well, it was missing, as I said, it didn't have that Metroid like factor.
Right,
like
and I think
2019.
that's the thing is like I think
well,
that
actually
like,
Fire Emblem got delayed, so I guess there is that. Yeah.
It's like a really polarizing press conference, right?
Yeah.
Because those of us that are into Smash and those of us that are into Fire Emblem were really excited by the press conference, I feel like. But like myself, as somebody that's like, you know, a fair weather Smash fan, it was like, yeah, okay, this is great, but I don't necessarily feel like it was like last year we were coming hot off the heels of Zelda and we saw a bunch of Mario. And so for me, last year's press conference was like just absolutely insane. Whereas this year it was kind of like, okay, well, this is the flip side of that coin where this press conference is for another group of Nintendo fans. But I've heard this sort of, you know, kind of dichotomous conversation about like, oh, well, they really blew it because they didn't show X, Y, and Z. But it's like, yeah, but for those of us, or for those people that are jazzed about the properties that they did show, it was probably really great.
Yeah, also, I didn't think they blew it, but I do think that the conference itself didn't flow that well. You know, flow is really important. Like Ubisoft last year had an awesome conference because of the way they told the story and like the moments they had with Soliani and rabbits and stuff. This one kind of felt like here's a game and then here's a thing and then here's a thing and then the rest is Smash Bros. It felt kind of like rushed and nothing given proper context and introduction.
It's just too much Smash Brothers too. Like, I mean, it's just like
I'm cool with seeing. I appreciated seeing the love and care that goes into creating Smash Brothers. Where like I'm like, what are those little 3 dots on Rob? And like they explain all that, and they're like, Ryu always faces his opponent, and like all these little things. It's just really cool.
Who's the Pikmin boy? Olimar with the cracks in his helmet and stuff. Like, yeah, I mean, there's obviously
character that have something unique.
It felt like patch notes to me. You know what I mean?
think, yeah, because this is like an upgrade, like not, it's not a port.
It's a greatest hits.
It's a greatest hits of Smash, an upgrade. So it doesn't like, it's not like a from the ground up. So they kind of had to show like, hey, this isn't just, okay, we just took Wii U and just made it a little better. Like, they're kind of they had to prove to people like, hey, this is something you should really care about.
What do they say? Tens of thousands of micro improvements. Wasn't that like the thing that was kind of being kicked around?
But I also love the rollout, or like, first of all, the fake out of saying Smash Brothers is a game where you fight each other goodnight, right? Like it was,
that was really good.
The fake out was really funny. And then saying like, this character's in it, this character's in it, and just if you were on the E3 show floor and you looked at Nintendo's booth, they had the biggest LED screen I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was giant.
Super wide. And they would go like, bam, 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 put up all the characters. And you're like, whoa, that's a lot of characters. And then it would go, and they would all change. You're like, there's another batch. And it would change a third time. And it just really drove home the point that that's 65 characters. That's
there was that
insane.
moment where they started showing like, you know, Mario 1 and Donkey Kong 2 and then 64. I'm like, wait, did they say 64?
Yeah.
We're getting 64? And then they just keep going and going. Oh, we have 65 too, because, you know, here's the character that we never thought we'd get because we've been trolling for so long. Yeah. Sakurai's like, no, he's too big.
And then you see Kirby just like taking on everybody's role, you know, like you just see like the depth and the nuance to all these characters and how different they are. It's like, I remember when Ice Climbers first were added to Smash Brothers, and you're like, this plays so different. And this concept is something you've never seen in a fighter before with the 2 tag characters. And like, that's just one of these 65 different characters. I mean, I really love the focus on Smash Brothers. I agree with you. There was that element missing of something for the other people.
Yeah, and I will say, I went back and listened to our E3 predictions episode, and I just want to say I was right. They did not show any Metroid Prime. No Metroid Prime.
Here we go. So that was just a small taste of this week's episode of NVC. But if you want to join us for our full live show, head on over to IGN.com every Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Or if you missed that, join us on YouTube every Friday.